I am quite busy and stretched for time. I'm just... Welcome to Denzel's world. This isn't gonna be an intensely edited vlog, much like last week's episode with scenes of me in a bathtub. But as I mentioned in episode 78, which did a lot better than I expected it to be in terms of viewership. Come on guys, go watch my other videos, like my surfing one. I'm quite stretched for time and don't have as much time to produce a visually pleasing vlog every week. Hence why I'm doing a quite simple single location vlog for this week's episode. But hey, hopefully it's worth it and it's got some meaning to it, because today I really want to talk about what makes a great film. Now last week I did an episode of Make Mondays Interesting on Instagram Live. I had a special guest that I met for the first time on Instagram Live from the UK, and we talked about what makes great film. But honestly, I had a lot of technical issues doing that episode. It wasn't the best produced episode, well, in terms of my standard. So no one's gonna get to see a replay of that, thankfully. I was brainstorming some ideas this morning, about how to improve Make Mondays Interesting. I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's, I haven't confirmed it yet. I'm thinking of doing a pre-recorded episode of Make Mondays Interesting to be released every second week, with a 30-minute Instagram Live straight at the end of that to have a Q&A about that week's topic. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyway, what makes a great film? To me, what makes a great film, well, what makes me enjoy a film, is the believability of the character's story arc. Specifically, the main character's story arc. Now, I'm not talking about the believability of the story, because if I talked about the believability of the story, things like Star Wars and Jaws might not be classified as great films because they're make-believe. Well, sharks aren't make-believe, but of that nature and how they attack. They don't attack the way that Jaws does. What makes Star Wars such a great film is because the believability of Luke's story arc is this. Luke has FOMO. He wants to be part of the war. He wants to be up in the stars, up in the galaxy. Yet he's stuck in a desert planet called Tatooine. And all of a sudden, his opportunity to be part of the war, to have a contribution to the universe, is when a robot shows up by the name of R2-D2, and all of a sudden plays a very important message about, and it's a beautiful princess wanting to be saved. And then, of course, he jumps at that opportunity, thus beginning his Star Wars journey. And so you might be like, well, that doesn't happen to me, and I don't have robots, and I don't live in a desert planet. Probably not that element of the story, but the believability of his story arc is, hey, we all have FOMO. We all want to make a contribution to this world, but we just got to wait for that perfect opportunity, that R2-D2 moment in our lives for us to jump at the opportunity to make a contribution to the universe. That's the believability of Luke's story arc, and to me that's what makes a great film, because it's a simple arc that everyone can relate to. We all want to be part of something. So it's the relatability with the main character. Another example is, and it's a movie I watched recently called Sorry to Bother You. If you have not seen it, because most likely you haven't, it's a very underrated film, or not well-known film, that when I watched it for the first time, literally last week, I was like blown away by how good it was. But here's the believability of the main character's story arc. He's just a normal guy who wants a job, who gets a job, but not only just gets a job, he's like, I want to reach the top. So he works hard, gets to the top, but what we begin to learn in this story, and I won't give away the ending because it's a film that will shock you, but the only thing I can give away is this: because of his pursuit of money, he becomes a different person. And that's a believable story. That's something that actually happens to people. And he had to make this decision at the end, whether to sell his soul to money or be free from it. You might think you just gave it away. I actually didn't. You have to watch the film. It's a great film. But that's a believability in that story, because all of us want to chase after money and chase after fame. But if I can give you any warning, and that movie gave warning, is that you will become a person not liked by people if you let money become a god in your life. Those are two great examples. One of set in a fantasy science fiction world, and one just set in a normal setting. But both of them are great films because of the believability of the story arc. And I say that because we as humans go through what I like to call movie moments. Everyone experiences tension in their life where they're forced to grow and mature. Because in a normal story of every movie, any narrative story, whether it's a movie, a book, a TV series, whatever, they go through the same story structure where you begin and then all this tension begins to build up to a point where it reaches its climax, and then the character has a moment of like learning something where they've grown through all this, and comes the resolution. Now, as you know, in our lives we go through a lot of these, the roller coasters of life, because we don't just get one movie moment, we get sequels to our movie moments where we're always forced to grow and develop and mature. And if that's what real life is, that's what a movie should be. A movie without that isn't going to be a great film. Now, another reason why they're great films, probably not so much Sorry to Bother You, but something like a Star Wars or a Jaws or a Forrest Gump, what makes those films great films, what other people might argue, is the impact it had on the cinematic world. But for argument's sake, I am just talking about the believability of his character's story arc. And that's what I believe makes a great film. Someone that I can relate to, and I can just watch that story. I'm like, yeah, if I was in that situation, that's probably how I'd react to it. If I was on a spaceship in a galaxy far, far away. I keep using Star Wars as an example. Why those films are great compared to others. I watched Ocean's 8 last week, and I can tell you right now, it is a very average film, and it's not great. It's nothing good about it. The characters never went through anything that pushed them back, or any obstacles that they had to overcome. It seemed unrealistic. Now, they had to pull off this massive heist, but no part of the heist seemed possible or realistic. It just seemed like, hey, if I was in that scenario trying to pull off a heist, I most likely would run into a lot more trouble than they did. And so my judgment of a movie like Ocean's 8, which is not a good film because there was zero believability in the character's story arc. Because we all go through movie moments, and if the main character doesn't go through a movie moment, or they don't grow from whatever they had to experience, then it's not going to be a great film, because there's zero relatability with the audience. It makes you realize that if it's to be a great film, the character needs to have some development and grows and has a life lesson. Then we too, if you're going through something, don't be like, woe is me, and do nothing. Be the hero of your own story. Overcome your circumstances. And I can tell you right now, it will reach climax of the crap that you might be experiencing. And when you reach that climax, you will grow. Because that is what happens in human life. And that's why we enjoy films with moments like that. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video, share this video, do all the other stuff that other YouTubers tell you to do. And comment down below what your favourite film is. I'd love to know. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, peace out. Why do people say peace out at the end of videos? Goodbye.